Hello, and welcome to So we begin. On the travels north along the Lake Road, two of our heroes have been ordered by the Vale Guard to stay at the inn called the Green Leaf and await further instruction. Aetiri and Zandalor have paid for their rooms and are now down in the tavern, both at separate tables, for they are still strangers. Also down there in his own corner sits a dwarf, slouched over the tabletop. His long beard is doing something. His long beard pushing up against his empty glass. Cladded in black except for his green trousers. With a parchment laid out beside him, crumpled, creased, torn edges, with his hand axe atop of it as a paperweight. Along with usual looking town folk sitting at the bar, it would seem to be a usual day. But four men sit at a table, three of which are in ragged leather armour. One of them has long blonde hair with a short sword sheathed on his belt. Sitting opposite, a man who doesn't look to be part of their group, wearing usual farmer's clothing and a nervous expression. Beside the farmer is the other two, sitting almost on him. Every few moments there'll be cheering and the sound of coin being dragged away from the farmer's side into an ever-growing pile. The boisterous noise interrupts the quiet quaintness of the inn and draws attention of our heroes. Aetiri has been watching and recognises the game. The game they are playing is a dice game called Freeze, but with a noticeable difference. The farmer's expression would sometimes have confidence appearing through a nervous smile, but would be wiped away as the opponent looks at his dice and with a crooked smile takes them and turns them over, and with the other hand drags the coin to his side of the table. Zandalor looks over to the owner, called Bert, to see if he would do anything about these unruly patrons, but he too looks nervous and is continuing on as normal. Both look closer at the three rag-tagged fellows, and they see a shimmer of metal. A dagger is pressed up against the side of the farmer, under the table, obscured and out of view to those except our keen-eyed heroes. "I'd say you have another game in you, friend," the guy says. The guy, fuck me. That's not what he says. "I'd say you have another game in you, friend." The blonde man jests in a threatening tone. The farmer's face turns to fear as he looks down, hands fidgeting, and after some mumbling and flustering breaths, the farmer's face turns to fear as he looks down, hands fidgeting, and after some false starts of mumbling and flustered breaths, he looks to meet the man's eyes, but stops shy at eye contact. "No, I don't think I do," he stutters, gesturing at the pile of coin and back towards the empty space on his side of the table. "I have nothing else to give," he says clearly but with a nervous tone. As the dagger presses into his side, he curves his body in response. With a smile, the man reaches down and then brashly pulls out his dagger, brandishing out in the open without any feeling of any consequences. "Well, I see two things you can give," as he taps his dagger on the man's wrist against a gold bangle. "The other one, you don't want to find out." Now pointing the dagger at the man's face. Zandalor, upon seeing the bangle, unbeknownst to the other patrons, casts Detect Magic, but within a few seconds it becomes apparent that there is no magical properties and it is just a gold bangle or gold-plated brass. The farmer submits and takes off his bangle. As expected, the same cheating occurs and the bangle is added to the pile of coin. They rise from their seats and he pushes his winnings into a cloth pouch and ties it to his belt. "Pleasure playing with you." He smirks and gestures to the others towards the door. The burliest of them, with a great axe on his back, with a laugh, gives a hard-hitting pat on the back to the farmer, jolting him forward. Once the exit the door swings closed, the farmer deflates with a long exhale. He also physically deflates, sinking to his chair with his back arched and head leaned back. See you next time, and here is some more bloopers. Enjoy. Oops. These fucking sleeves.